Good evening, everybody out there in Chester County and on my Facebook page. Coming to you straight live is your host from City Town Talk. Is none other than me, Brother Fonza. And I'm telling you, I'm excited tonight. This is going to be a great way for us to end the week for City Town Talk. Now, you know I get excited when I talk to people, right? Because I just feel like they all stars. I don't know whether I should ask them for an autograph or just what I should do. But I'm telling you, this is going to be great. Now, look. All my viewers out there, you know the drill. I want you to share this video, tag me on it so I can make sure I got it on some of my electronics as we monitor the viewers, the comments, and all that stuff. Iris Holmes, are you out there? Kim Pollock, y'all know the drill. So look, do us a favor, do that, get on there, and look, I just can't wait to get started. But we're gonna just take a few minutes before I bring the doctor on the set. Hey, look. This is the story of like when people, when they leave their community and stuff, they go somewhere and then they be something. That's what we doing. That's what we talking about today, right? So look, you can be real informal. Y'all can unbutton your collars and your shirts because this is
absolutely.
I don't want to call her a hometown girl because I don't want to minimize. She's a homegrown woman and she's coming back straight to the bill and she's going to share what she's been doing.
I'm still a hometown girl. I'm still a hometown girl.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So now, just give me a second. Who out there has, because you play too much on here. I need somebody to, let's see. Are they on here? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let me just turn the sound down. Okay, so we already got 9 viewers. We're starting off real good already. Okay, now let's see. See, what I do is I get it on both of these things in case one thing just goes bad. I'm just all over the place. Bam, bam. Bing. And guess what? They so used to me, they like, man, Fonz is crazy. But look, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, for your listening pleasure, is none other than Dr. Reshae K Barnes. Now, I'm getting ready to tell y'all a story. We're gonna do a little short bio on her, and this is like so exciting. And the best part about being on City Town Talk is I ain't gotta be cute. Don't get me wrong, I dress up real well, but I don't have to be. So what we're gonna do, since she's a hometown girl, we're going to, let's see what we're gonna do. Oh, they ain't gonna share it on this one. I'll just deal with this one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're gonna get serious. Before I bring her on, I want y'all to remember, if you wanna be a guest on my show, inbox me your bio, your photo, and your email address. I mean, it's like I can't find all the gems in our community. But if you know a gem, and if you are a gem, then you just get in touch with me because if you got a story to tell, and look, whoever inboxes me, you got to cover one of 3 points. It's got to be either education, inspiration, education, inspiration, and information. Ooh, I forgot one of them shuns for a minute, but I picked it up. So my program is open for all of y'all. So with that being said, I'm going to start wait a minute. First, before we even start, we gotta give a shout out to Pastor Connie Dutton. She says, hey Fonz, hey Shay baby, proud of you and thank you for the robe. Did you give Pastor Dutton the robe? She's thanking you for it. We got Othel Lester's on, and this is just the start of something good. And I hope you ain't got nowhere to go. You got anywhere to go there, Doc?
No, I don't, not right now.
Cool beans. All right, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the viewing audience, who is Reshae? That is the question. Now, I've had her on for the last 2-3 days. No stranger to the media industry, Reshae Barnes has had the opportunity to interview and sit down with some of today's most notable celebrities, such as Young Jeezy, Remy Ma, Young Dolph Pretty Ricky, B2K, Dave East, Black or Block Youngster, Moneybag Yo, and Travis Porter. I feel like I'm a hip hop. Like, who are these people? All right, but wait a minute. Shad Santiago, Darren Presley, that's entertainment editor, Black Enterprise Magazine, Kelsey Janae, celebrity natural hair guru, Hairfinity ambassador. You got DC Young, Fly, Mimi Falls, Johnny Wright, who is Michelle Obama's hairstylist, and I looked that up too. See, some of these names I looked up. And then look, we got Shay Johnson. I looked up Shay Johnson. That's Love and Hip Hop, Raphael Cox, celebrity fashion designer, and many more. And I looked them all up just in case you was a name dropper, right?
Won't do
And
that.
I looked them up, and they special people in their genre and everything, right? Now, here goes the other shit. Boom, balla, bang, right? Ms. Barnes, that's Ms. with two Z's. Ms. Barnes plans on continuing to build her plan by creating brand ambassadors for her company in large cities. She also plans on doing more media for companies like BET, VH1, and more household names in the media. Lord have mercy. That's why I was excited. When I read all this, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You say a couple of names, I know you're serious about what you're doing. So I was so excited. But wait a minute, we're gonna acknowledge some viewers. Let's see what I got here. Annabelle Da Silva, thanks for tuning in. Tamara Lyons, Marie Bangura, Tara Anderson. You remember Tara from Footstar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon DeShields, Ella Williams is on the set. Hey, Ella, y'all, man, she be doing some media and some publicist stuff with heavy people. But I gotta stop running my mouth. I remember Shay because she always been short. You still short?
Yep.
Okay, she's still short. So I remember her when she was short, and she used to come by the store, and I know her family, and she's always been full of energy, but never in my wildest dreams did I believe that she would go away and do what she's doing. I'm so excited. So right now, Doc, and she's a doctor too. She got a PhD. We're gonna talk about that. But doctor, right now, why don't you say hello to the viewers and
hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be on live this evening. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm so tired, but I said, you know what? I'm going to push through. I just had a Red Bull. I got back from Atlanta. I had to go to Atlanta yesterday to do an event with my client. It was a phenomenal event. I literally flew out yesterday morning. As soon as I got off the plane, I was making bags and stuff for the event, running around. We did the event and I flew back this morning. So now I'm on live with you guys. I really hope that the viewers, especially my younger viewers, can just take heed and, probably take notes and just listen to the information that's being given, because at the end of the day, I'm from Coatesville, born and raised. So, we come from a small city, but if it's something that you want to do, if you are determined, you can definitely achieve anything. So don't let where you come from be a determining factor of where you can go.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I knew I had the right person on it. Hey, but you were supposed to wind up with that. But you started out with that, and that's good. But see, I like this already. But now we're going to take it back to your roots before you became who you is. Now,
okay.
You already told us a little about it. So what high school did you go to?
So, well, there's only one high school in Coatesville. I graduated from Coatesville High School, class of 2008. When I graduated from Coatesville High School, there were 575 people in my graduating class. I graduated 13 out of 575 people. I was one of the top 25 recipients of my class for the Rotary Club scholarship. After high school, I went on to college. I went to Virginia State University. While at Virginia State, I had the opportunity to just meet new people and, kind of just be authentic and just bask in different things. I was an English major. Then I got my master's degree in media. And then after obtaining a master's degree, I decided to continue my educational journey and obtain a doctorate. I actually was an English teacher while doing media on the side. I was in the classroom. I taught English for 9 years, middle school English. So I have a background in English. I've been an administrative dean. I've been an assistant principal. I've been on cultural competency committees. I've been on research committees for different school divisions. I've been the youngest person in school board meetings talking about $5, $6, $7, $8 million budgets for different school divisions while in Virginia. So I've had the opportunity to kind of do both, working on the education side, but also in media. And they all both tie hand in hand with each other.
Oh, wow! Hey, so like check this out. Y'all do know that that I keep this in the archives and I do replays of this. So this is going to be replayed until God calls me home. You'll have the opportunity to hear this video over and over again, because every now and then you need a little shot of encouragement and knowledge and wisdom and stuff like that to keep you on the road that you're on.
Absolutely.
So that's the purpose of this. Hey, when you decided to go to college, did you know what you wanted to do?
No, I knew that I wanted to, initially when I went to school, I wanted to go to school for law. I went to school being an English major, but I knew I wanted to go to a HBCU. If you don't know what a HBCU is, it's a historically Black college or university. I ended up going to Virginia State University. And, coming from Coatesville, where the dynamic of the school system is kind of mixed, and then going to a HBCU, it was like a total, like, whoa, it's like all Black people here. It's just us. And it was an amazing experience. If anybody who's looking to go to school, I always encourage students to go to HBCUs, because no one's going to treat you better than someone that has been on the same journey, or someone who looks like you. I think it's really, really important for people to see people that look like them also in high positions. And, you get that when you go to a historically Black college or university. I wanted to go to law school, and then eventually the more and more I started studying law, I said, I don't want to do this. And I never wanted to be a person to have a job title just to have a title, just to say, oh, I'm a lawyer, and hate my career. So another thing, law is so concentrated. So if I was to major in pre-law or law and I couldn't find a degree, then I'm stuck with a degree I can't use. With English, I can teach, I can do journalism, I can do anything. It's such a vague subject. So I was really, really strategic on choosing my major when I was in school.
That's good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. How did you finance your tuition? Because you've been through college to get a PhD. I mean, did you work? How did you finance it?
So getting my doctoral degree, that last degree was basically like educational loans. But I actually, my first 2 degrees, I had the opportunity to have a lot of grants and scholarships because my grades were really, really good moving on to college. I actually had English and math credit before I even went to college, because I was taking advanced classes in high school, and I was able to have those credits transferred to college. So it's important for those students who are in school now and kind of think, oh, it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters. And it's very, very hard to fix your GPA when you mess it up. So your 9th grade year is extremely important to sustain that GPA, because once it drops, it's extremely hard to build. It's like a credit score. It's like a credit score. You can have a 720, and as soon as you don't pay something, or you don't, so it drops 90 points, and it takes 30 years to build your 90 points back up. So it's just really, really important to kind of stay focused from the beginning.
Wow. Hey, look, you're hitting on the education part. What I say, education, information, inspiration, you're hitting that job hard. And I'm going to put this in a lot of groups, because a lot of people think that my town talk is basically over here with entrepreneurship and politicians and stuff like that. But we need this on the educational websites, my educational groups as well. Hey, Tracy Kelso has checked in. Cordero Thomas, Tamara Lyons said, get it, Queen. Sasha Newson Smith, who is my cousin, who I believe is still down in Virginia. Nellie Talton, it is good to see you. Now, if any of y'all have any questions for Shay, feel free to just type it in, and we're going to pose a question to her, and she can
Corey, that's my cousin. So, hey, Corey.
What? So we can answer that in real time. Now, my next question is, a lot of people, when they go to college, they want to party a lot.
Yeah.
And they find themselves lost because of the academic pressures. Now, you already said you had a good GPA. So
yeah,
I wanted to know, did you go through a party phase or a phase where you had to catch up on some academics because you didn't get it all when you was in high school?
So actually, it's funny because no, I actually didn't. I did really well in college, all through college. I graduated on time with my bachelor's degree. And I think for me, it was because I've always had a super strong personality, and I'm not easily persuaded. So a lot of times when people go to school, you become something that you're not, because you're around people that you don't know. You're around people that you didn't grow up with. So these people don't know anything about you. So you can go away to a different state and just become something that you're not. And that wasn't me. I was very, very authentic and organic with who I am. Even the peer pressure, everyone's like, well, you're going to go to college, you're going to smoke weed, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I never did any of that when I was in school. It's just something that wasn't for me. I'm not knocking anybody that does it. That's your business. But I'm just saying, for me, that wasn't something, because I was very intentional from the beginning on what I wanted to do. And that's very important. Be intentional with your purpose. Whatever it is that you want to do, don't just do it because someone else is doing it. Be intentional with what you want to do. When I was in high school, I was the editor-in-chief of the yearbook when I was at Cash. So writing and journalism and media, I hosted the prom parade when I was at Cash. I was working on the TV station when I was at Cash. So it's so crazy how God works, because a lot of times things in our journey are already in the works and we don't even know it. I was already doing media before I was actually doing media. I was hosting stuff in school. I was writing. I was doing all these different things, not knowing that that's what my purpose was going to be 10 years, 15 years down the line. So just be intentional with your purpose. If it's something that you want to do, if it's a brand you want to start now, but be intentional.
Good stuff, man. You making my head go like boom. Boom. Man, Lord, I'm glad I tracked you down. Sure. Okay, what was your major in college?
English. So my bachelor degree was in English, with the concentration in communications. My
Mm-hmm.
master's degree is in media management, and then my doctorate is in educational leadership and supervision.
Man, I can't take it. I can't take it. So, what were some of your biggest challenges in college, and also in pursuing your PhD? What was the biggest challenge?
For me, okay, so pursuing when I decided I was going to get a terminal degree, which is a doctorate. One thing about that, there's only 1% of the world who obtain doctoral degrees. It's even less than that percentage of women, and then it's even less than that of women of color who
Right.
have these terminal degrees. So a lot of times when you get these degrees, and especially when you're very young, sometimes you have to set the bar, because you're in rooms. I'm in school board meetings with people who have been in education for 30, 40 years. And who's this girl who's 28, 29 years old? She just got this degree. She has all these accolades, but people feel like, because I've been doing this for so long, who are you? So you have to kind of set the bar and let these people know, like, I know my information just like you. I can sit here and we can talk about, twerk music and all these different things, but I can also talk about phenomenological approaches to research to these people when we're creating, AYPs, and we're talking about goals, and we're talking about, objectives. You have to really show these people that you know what you're talking about. So for me, the biggest obstacle when obtaining my degree had to be time management, because it is very tedious. It's a full-time job itself. So I was obtaining a degree while still doing freelance media, while running another business on the side, and also being a full-time teacher. So it was a lot. But if it's something you want to do, it's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. I sacrificed my social life for a long time. The first year and a half in the program, every Saturday from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. for a year and a half. Every Saturday for a year and a half, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I had class. I had 3 classes. I had introduction to law, we had an economic class, and we had a statistics class. And I also had classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, on top of being a teacher myself. So writing lesson plans, grading papers, having meetings, all these different things were going on while I was obtaining this degree. So it's a lot. So time management can be very, very challenging.
Wow. I got tired just listening to you doing it. Okay, this give some shout outs to Crystal Joseph. Thank you for tuning in. Nelson Ojeda, Darrell Wilkerson, Michelle D. Agostino. Top of the evening. I hope y'all got a pencil by next week, because I'm telling you, she's putting a lot of information here, and this is just some good stuff. How does it feel to be the youngest person from your school to have received a PhD? And how old were you?
I was 23 when I got accepted to the program. I was 24 when we started. I was 28 when I actually received my degree. So I was 28 when I got my degree. I'm 30 now. I turned 30 in November. But I was 28 when I got my degree. And to me, it was, you don't realize it. Everybody's like, that's like a really big deal. Even the president, shout out to Dr. McCullough Abdullah, the president of Virginia State University, having these conversations with people who have been in the forefront before me, that's a huge deal. But the purpose of me obtaining a doctoral degree, especially in education, even though I work in media, education is something that's super, super passion of mine, especially when dealing with, urban, low socioeconomic development communities. I want to open my own school. So that's something that, is probably going to be in the works very, very soon. You had Johnette on, that's a relative of mine. And, she's really, really big on education. And then also eventually become a president or provost of a university, a historically Black university.
Oh, you're gonna get that. There ain't no doubt about that. I would just stay out the way because I don't want no trouble. But I can see it. Oh man.
But I want to say something really quick too, because a lot of times people from our communities, we idolize certain people. We idolize rappers, we idolize sports figures, we idolize all these people because we think that's where the money is. And there is a lot of money in those fields, but those fields are oversaturated. You'll have a better opportunity getting a job in education or getting a job or creating your own. You don't have to get a job. You can create your own. It takes time. But like for me, my mentor was the president of Shaw University. She got the president job when she was 34 years old, and her starting salary was $360,000 a year. So when we talk about $360,000 a year for someone who's 34 years old, you know, when we talk about numbers, people don't know that because they don't see that. They don't see that representation. Representation is everything. We see Black athletes, we see Black rappers, we see all these different things. So that's what people strive and reach to be because that's what they see. So that's why I stress it's important for people to be in these high positions that look like you, because representation is everything.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Andy Finkboner, we were just talking about school boards and stuff like that. That's Andrew Finkboner, who is a school board member. Andrew, it's good to see you. Nelson said, absolutely, create your own. Darryl Wilkerson, I can't remember if I said hi to you, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it again. Hi. All right. Now, who else we got? Iris Holmes. I'm glad to see you, Iris, because you know I miss you. I thought you would be first, but I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's see what have I got. This is amazing. I really like this. I really, really like it. How have you used your college education and experience in your current career as a publicist?
So
wait, no, don't answer that. What is a publicist? This answer that.
Okay. So a publicist is someone whose job title is basically you are the spokesperson for a person or a brand or a business. So doing PR, your job is to market and help brand clients, whether it be product placement. So product placement is if you see me drinking Fiji in a commercial, that's product placement. Whether it be interviews, blog sites, magazines, all of those different things, your publicist is in charge of making sure. And also when you're doing speaking engagements and things like that, just to make sure that you are talking to someone before you abruptly talk. So clearly Donald Trump doesn't have a publicist because he just does and says what he wants. But right now, I said I had an event yesterday. One of my clients, her name is Pretty V. She's a social media star. She's one of the breakout stars on MTV's Wildin' Out. She's been on the show for 6 seasons now. We recently, 2 weeks ago, well, we've been working on it throughout this pandemic, but the cover of Hype Hair was released 2 weeks ago. She got the cover. So we had a cover release event yesterday in Atlanta. I work really closely with Bel Air as well. Bel Air is a sovereign brand. It's a spirit. It's a champagne. I work with them. I work really well with Rap Snacks. That's another brand that I work with. Trina from Love and Hip Hop. Well, Trina, period. But, you know, a lot of these young people know Trina from Love and Hip Hop. I had the opportunity to be her marketing director for her record label, Rockstar Music Group. Jasmine Harper, who was one of Beyonce's main dancers, had the opportunity to represent her. Sky from Black Ink. So a lot of different people that I've had the opportunity to work with and brands. Honey Pot is a brand that I work with. So just a lot of different people and brands, but all of that is from me being uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, and you have to be willing to grow. A lot of times everyone says they want all these different things, but they're not willing to sacrifice anything. You have to sacrifice something at the end of the day.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm glad I asked that first. Now, how have you used your college education and experience in your current career as a publicist?
I think just having an educational background in leadership in general really helps when going in meetings with, board people or just attending meetings with, COOs and CFOs and all these different, high ranking people. It just looks good when, people think, that you have these credentials behind your name. It just makes you more credible at the end of the day. Not saying that you have to have a degree, but sometimes it looks good when you're in these big meetings with these people because you want someone to take you seriously at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to veer off just a little bit. Let me see. EJ has checked in. EJ, it's good to see you. Iris Holmes said, good evening, beautiful Shay. I am so proud of you and all your great accomplishments. Keep doing your thing. Coachville proud. Bam. And Rochelle Hardy is watching and has checked in. And as I've been watching you, I've been going all over your pages. You have something called Oops, I Spilled My Tea, is it?
So Oops, I Spilled the Tea was a blog I actually started in 2013. It's a blog that I really don't play with as much right now because of the time. Not saying that it's not something that I won't revamp, but it's a blog site that I started in 2013. And basically the premise was kind of something similar to what we're doing. It's to talk to people about their journey and how they became who they are, spilling the tea on how you become who you are. Because a lot of times with celebrities and socialites, you know, you see the cars, you see the clothes, you see everything they're doing, but you don't know the struggle that they've been through to become who they are. So that was the purpose of Oops, I Spilled the Tea.
Good. I like that. Now, what you're doing right now, is this a full-time job or do you have another job?
This is my job. This is a full-time job. I work for myself. This is a full-time job. And I want to say it was very uncomfortable to do that. You know, I had a job, I was teaching, I was making good money. I had a doctorate. So, you know, after obtaining my degree, you know, your pay increases based on your degree and your years of experience. So I was comfortable, but you know, it was becoming to the point where I didn't want to work for anyone. And I was doing media and I couldn't really do what I wanted to do because I was confined to someone else's hours. So from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 p.m., I had to do this. And then I had meetings after that. So by the time it was time for me to go home and work on my craft, I was tired. So, you know, I'm not saying that a 9 to 5 is not a good thing because I've done it, but a lot of times I'll give you a perfect example. We're in a pandemic and a lot of people have been confined to the house for 3 to 4 months. A lot of people's excuses have been prior to this coronavirus is, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I don't have enough time. So now that you have all the time in the world and you're still not perfecting your craft or you're still not working on it, it's not that you don't have time, it's that you're not disciplined. You have to discipline yourself to obtain your goals. If you're not disciplined and you don't write your goals down, your goals are always going to be goals. They're never going to be a reality. So that's something that, you know, I hope sets into somebody that, you know, it takes time, but you have to be uncomfortable at some point. And it's very uncomfortable not knowing, okay, boom, if my client doesn't sign her retainer or she doesn't work for me, where does my money come from at the end of the day? Because I work for myself. So.
That's good stuff. Hey, look, I got to acknowledge some more people now. Look, for you viewers out there within the sound of my voice now, I don't know if y'all checked it out or not, but if y'all got dreams, goals, and visions and things, you may want to find out, which I'm going to get from the doctor before she leaves, how to plug in to get knowledge from her. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Maybe you have a product or something and you can hire her or whatever. But we're always looking for networking as a key. That's the word I'm searching for.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, you go ahead and do what you got to do. Right here is networking to the nth degree. The doctors out there in education, inspiration, own job, hobnobbing with the rich and the famous and all that stuff. So if you got questions, if you got something, if you're trying to sell yourself, you might want to plug in with the sister. So now we're going to continue when she gets back. But this is what this show is about. It's to make our world smaller. It's to connect each other to each other so we're not strangers. And if we need something, we need some information or whatever, we can get that and do that. Don't let this opportunity go, because I'm getting Andrew Finkboner, my man from the school board. I'm going to put this on the school board's pages, because this young lady right now is giving the whole Chester County a lesson in regards to goals, dreams, visions, education as well, because she has a PhD at the age of 28. This interview, among all interviews, should be viewed by everybody. But I'm not going to take up any more time running my mouth. I do want to acknowledge Basir Steyer, and Derek A. Tyson, who does plays. Derek, you may want to reach out to her, especially if you're the Derek that I know. He's been doing plays with the church and everything. Basir Steyer, I love you, man. Walt Washington, Yvette Calloway, QB Quentin Brown is on the scene. Songbird Jackson, Michael Griffin, one of the snazziest dressers I know. I want to say good evening to y'all. And this is Dr. Reshae Barnes, who is on the set right now. Sister Ava, it's good to see you. So Sister Ava's out there in Phoenix, Arizona. So now here we go. How did it feel, or how does it feel coming from a small town like Coatesville and to be working with the brands and the people that you do?
You know what for me, it's just, I think that it just shows people that you can't make an excuse for yourself, because a lot of times we all have similar circumstances, but it's like, what are you doing with your time? It feels very good to, kind of give back and, kind of talk to people and be motivational. A lot of times people reach out to me and they're like, you don't even realize you inspired me to start a business. You inspired me to create my LLC. Those are the type of things that motivate me, because at the end of the day, I want to be put in a position where I can come back and I could do more. I would love to come to the city and do stuff with young girls about entrepreneurship and being a boss and building your own brand and, working for yourself. I would love to, be able to come back and do that, because a lot of times we fault people in the city for doing things. It's always something negative when it comes to Coatesville, or somebody's doing this, somebody's doing that. But if you're not creating opportunities for people, if there's nothing for them to do, you can't be mad about them standing outside on the corner if there's not a building that they could be, active in, if there's nothing for them to do, if there's nowhere for them to go. So we have to create these opportunities for our own community.
Well, now you said a mouthful right there, because I'm writing notes down, because look, we're going to find out how to provide that opportunity, because I know you're a busy woman and everything like that. But there are some entities here in Coatesville that would love to have you that deals with the females and stuff like that. So how about if we stay in touch and see if we can't line something up? You get in touch with me about some of your downtime. We'll connect you with this. There's quite a few groups, like I said. Well, let's make that happen, okay?
I love that.
Okay, so now let me get to the next one. Let me see. I kind of like wanted to steer off of something because I had something on my mind, but I'm 70 years old and I forget stuff. Ain't that something? But that's all right. That's why I got these bullet points. We're going back to the bullet points.
I know that's right.
Yeah. Okay, now, what advice do you have for young women of color? Any?
Well, I do have some. I think the biggest thing is just be fearless, but be authentic to who you are. If you like your hair to be in a fro, wear a fro. If you like extensions, wear extensions. If you like just be you. A lot of times people just try to be something that they're not, and that shows. Just be authentic. I think a lot of the brands and people I work with, we have such great relationships because I'm very, very upfront from the beginning. When I have conversation with these people before you bring me on your team, what you see is what you get. I'm never going to change who I am. I'm never going to change my personality, because at the end of the day, you reached out to me and this is what you're going to get. And, you have to have that. You have to be fearless when you're walking into these rooms with these big corporations, because you can't show them that you're timid, because they'll eat you up at the end of the day. So just be fearless.
Okay. Fearless, be ferocious. Sister Ava is a singer. Sister Ava that's on here from Phoenix. Sister Ava, you might need this young lady right here. Be your publicist. Go out there and get paid. Okay, so what's next for you and your brand? What's your goals now?
So right now, I'm currently, my client that I was talking about, Pretty V, she takes up a lot of my time, but she's one of my main clients. We just did a launch with City Trends. She has beauty products, and hold on, let me show you guys. These are some of my clients' products. We have products in City Trends, over 570 stores in 33 states. Pretty V products. So these are her wireless headphones. She has AirPods. She has headphones.
Okay.
She has makeup brushes. For the lady, she has 10-piece makeup set, and all of these products are under $20. And the reason the team, when that was being created, it was, she grew up in Miami. She grew up on City Trends. She grew up in a community very similar to Coatesville. And her thing was, she has over 4 million followers. She can create headphones that are $200, $300. People will buy them. But she wanted products that were affordable for people that look like her. And we've been doing really well with sales with those products. So me just continuing to build my brand, working with bigger brands, working with household brands. Have a lot of things coming up that I can't really talk about, but I'm working on some big things with media and outside of that. So just kind of stay tuned and tapped in. I'm super excited. I know that this year has been crazy. We're still in a pandemic, but that's not an excuse. We just did a whole cover. We shot those photos for Hype Hair magazine during this pandemic. We put a whole magazine out during a pandemic. So it's not an excuse. If you have a strong team behind you, you can do anything, but you cannot do it by yourself.
So let me ask you, how did you get connected to these people? They heard about you.
So a lot of times,
coincidence,
a lot of times it's they've heard about you, or you have a mutual friend, or I work with, because so a lot of people don't know. I actually was a media rep for Def Jam. So I had the opportunity to work with Def Jam in Virginia. Did a lot of different things with them. Did a lot of freelancing with 106 and Park. BET, I work with a lot of Viacom brands. BET and VH1 are one. WeTV is another brand that I work with. So just working with a lot of different producers, different people, kind of like just being around in that circle. People hear about what you're doing. Word of mouth, social media is powerful, but word of mouth is still very, very, very powerful. And you know, sometimes people reach out and say, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z. Can you help me? Can you plug me in? Can you connect me?" And you know, we just kind of get the ball rolling from there.
Good. You know, when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about Walt Anderson, and now I'm thinking about you, because I know a lot of people used to ask, how did Walt get to be with Kool and the Gang, and looked at him like an overnight success, but Walt had been playing for years and years and years. And when the opportunity presented itself, he was ready for it. And you invested way back in 9th grade when you started taking them advanced courses and all this stuff, and it all sets you up for who you are and what you're doing right now. So with that being said, I want to segue into how does faith play into what you do? It's
crucial. Whatever religion you believe in, whatever you, but I won't say I'm super religious. I'm very spiritual. I believe in affirmations. And I believe that if it's something that you want, if you pray about it, but not just pray for when things are good, pray when things aren't going well as well. You have to pray. A lot of times people only pray when they want something. I want to pray for this car, or I want to pray for a new house, or I want to pray for a new job. A lot of times your prayers aren't being answered because you're praying for materialistic things. And a lot of times we're not being blessed because we put wealth. A lot of times people put wealth, they categorize it with monetary consumption. So that's not what it means to be wealthy. Me being on live with you is being wealthy. Me being able to wake up in the morning and fix my own food and get in the car myself, that's being wealthy. A lot of things that we take for granted, a lot of people can't do. I think that's important. Another thing that we talked about prior to that with my brand is relationships are everything. Relationships are crucial. Relationships can get you in doors that degrees can't. Even when you have those degrees, you have to know someone. So relationships are crucial. So my client that I work with, her manager is actually Missy Elliott's manager. And Missy Elliott, it was just announced that Missy's going to be on the Walk of Fame. So, you know, these are also connections that I have access to and extension to because of the people that I work with. So, you know, just continue to be authentic in who I am and continue to build my brand. And it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not on live talking like it's a process. But you have to trust your process at the end of the day, because 10 years ago, I couldn't imagine that I would be here, and who knows where I'll be 10 years from now. But hopefully my goal is to be able to turn around and reach behind me and pull someone up that looks like me, because that's really, really important to me, is to put people in position, because at the end of the day, I won't be here forever. So the work that I'm putting in, I want it to outgrow me. I want my legacy to continue when I'm not here. If that doesn't happen, then everything that I'm doing is in vain.
Wow. Well, I might sell this video. Wait a minute. Can I get $19.99 or something? Hey, man. Boom. I am in my own world right now.
And I want to say to you really quick, you have been such a pivotal community member, leader in the city of Coatesville forever. Since I was a little girl, I remember coming to your store when I was younger. I would get sneakers from your store. I remember I would bother my grandmother and my mom. I want to get a B2K printed on the t-shirt. Oh, I'm going to find to get me a t-shirt made. And they be like, I'm not getting no more cheap. You are not printing no more shirts this week. And I'm like, well, I need it for my outfit. I got these sneakers and I need, when people talk about Jordans, they don't even know, Fonz, that back in the day, that's something that you had the sneaker world on lock. So yeah. I just want to commend you for being the fearless community leader that you are, because a lot of times, you know, when we put ourselves out there, everyone's not going to be happy with what we do. A lot of times people are watching, but they're watching for their own reasons. So I just want to commend you for being such a fearless leader. And that the rally that happened in Coatesville, I was just so proud when I saw the photos from that, because the way that Coatesville showed out for that, it just shows you that we could come together as a community and do something positive, because we don't get that a lot. It's always negative light shined on the city of Coatesville. So, and we have a lot of smart gems from our city. It's a lot of people from our city that are doing big things. So we just have to continue to be those pillars so we can, you know, bring people up that look like us.
And that's why I want y'all to continue to tune into City Town Talk, because this show ain't about me, it's about y'all. Because see, you know, I got this new saying. I stole it from somebody, but I can't remember. Sometimes we walk all over diamonds looking for coconuts.
Okay.
And when I say that, we ignore all the people that's in Coatesville looking for something irrelevant, almost to the point like you think the grass is greener on the other side. But I use technology.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy you said that, because my client, when she did a graduation live, and I was one of the speakers on her live, and something came up about brands, and I said, you know what, it's so sad, because it's no shade to, you know, Kylie and the brand, but you know, Black people made Kylie Jenner a billionaire. Whether she has physically $1 billion, we made her rich, because when they broke down the statistics and the demographics for her products, it was like 86% black. So you mean to tell me when someone drops a lip kit or someone drops a sneaker, you can be in front of your computer waiting for these things to go live, or you can be standing outside a sneaker store to spend $200 and $250 on a pair of sneakers for a multi-million and billion-dollar company, but you won't spend $10 on a lip gloss for somebody that you know. You won't spend $20 in a store of a friend that you know. You won't pay $20 for a candle for a small business. I mean, it's things like that. It's a mentality, because it's like, if I do this, then they might do better than me. And we have to get out of that mentality. We've been conditioned to think like that. We've been conditioned to think that if someone has on designer, or if they have on labels, or if they drive a certain car, or if they look a certain way, that they got it. And that's not the case. Or if they have a gazillion followers, that they're rich. I know people with 2 million followers that don't got $200, but I know people with $500 that are multimillionaires. So we have to get out of that mentality and that mindset. It's like that crabs in a barrel thing. We have to get out of that mindset.
Good stuff. Good. Look, we got more people checking in. Jamal Phoenix, top of the evening. Kim Milburn, it is so good. And my grandbaby, Shaylee Shanars, whose daughter just got a car today. Once again, congratulations. Marcia Newton Baker, good evening. Kaisha, top of the evening to you. And Eric White, late, but not too late, man. I appreciate you checking in. Let's keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, now, I don't care. I'm never going to compare my videos, but I just want to say, this is one show that has totally been enlightening, and I just feel so blessed that I'm on the other end of this little camera. And what else I got? Did we talk about what contributed to your success? Because you've been saying so much. I don't want you to have to say the same thing over. But what do you contribute your success to?
Oh my goodness! So definitely my grandmother. My grandmother raised me, and it was so many things that she instilled in me when I was young that I didn't understand then, that I understand now as an adult, and as an adult who has their own child. I have an 8-month-old, so having my own child, and it's just, you know, it's certain things, something as small as, oh, you're not staying at such and such's house, or no, you can't go outside after certain times. When people was hanging out down Ash Park, I wasn't allowed to be down Ash Park past a certain time. I wasn't allowed to do certain things, and I didn't understand that then, but I understand that now. So definitely my grandmother, my mom, and just having family support. I was exposed to a lot of things at a young age. I think that's another thing too, is exposing your kids to different things. When I was younger, I used to play tennis, I ran track, I did ballet, I played violin, I did soccer, I did painting classes. You know, I was going to Philly for dance class twice a week. So I was exposed every year for Christmas. I would go see the Pennsylvania Ballet, the Nutcracker. So I was exposed to a lot of different things. So when I got around people who didn't look like me, who were doing the same things, I could relate. It wasn't just about hanging out on the corner, you know, in Coatesville. So that's another thing. Exposure is key.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, let me see. I may leave this next question maybe at the end, because when I watched your 2014 launch, you talked about drive and dedication. So I don't know if we want to say that at the end, because at the end, I do want you to speak to the community and talk about whatever you want. I always like it to be something to encourage and motivate, but whatever it is you like. But drive and dedication needs to be in that. So you just hold that thought. Now, let me see, because we're almost at the end. I am so excited. How can people that have talent and a desire to connect with you do just that?
Okay, so I'm on all social media platforms. My Facebook, clearly I'm on Facebook now. My Facebook name is Reshae Barnes, but you can also reach me at Instagram. My Instagram is Ms. MZ underscore Media Queen. So Ms. Media Queen. So it's MZ underscore Media Queen. And that's on Instagram. And I'll make sure, you know, finds us that contact information. And then my email, barnesmediagroup@gmail.com. I'm in the process of doing a lot of things. So if there's people out there that want to collab or just want to talk, you know, having a really, really strong team is very, very important. So I'm definitely open to speaking to people.
Okay, and I have your email for Barnes Media. I don't know if it said PR on it, but I want to make sure that I keep that and I'll share that with the viewers in case they want to.
Absolutely.
Now, look, don't be like connecting with her, wasting her time, because as you can tell, she ain't got a lot of that to waste.
I sure don't. I'm so tired.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's about being serious. I be having some serious people on here, make me look bad. I ain't messing with Fonz. Jasmine Zeller, it's good to see you. Jazz, I know you came on late, but you'll be able to see this. Just go
I
on
love
my page.
Jazz. That's my girl. Hey, Jazz.
Is that your girl?
That's my girl.
She's doing big things too.
She is.
Now we're coming towards the end of this. This is where I want you to give any advice, closing statement, whatever it is that you want to do. And after you do that, of course, I'm going to bid you good night, and then I will speak to my viewers, my people in the audience. So let her rip.
So for me, I think the biggest thing with, you know, doing lives and just talking to people is, I say it all the time, is just be authentic and be organic in who you are. And don't let being the fact that you come from a small town like Coatesville, you know, put you in a box. Don't let anyone put you in a box. You can do whatever you want to do. You have the same access to someone who lives in a city like Texas, someone who lives in Atlanta. A lot of times where people mess up is they want to move to these big cities to think they're going to do something. Like you want to move to Atlanta to do music, or you want to move to Atlanta to do media, or whatever it is. If you're talented in whatever you do, you can do it from your house. It doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to move to a big city to do those things. So just be authentic, be organic in who you are, pray about whatever it is, write your goals down. If you can see them, then they become more obtainable. They become tasks. Your goals become tasks when you write them down. It's just like a grocery list. You check things off as you're in the store when you get them. If you can see it, then you're checking them off as you go. And make sure your goals are small and obtainable. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just say, if it's something that's small, if I want to start a business, okay, this week I'm going to research. Next week, I'm going to get my LLC. The week after that, I'm going to get my logo. It's very, very important. And if you have questions about anything, I'm open to helping people, especially with marketing, branding. Again, just make sure you reach out and we can kind of go from there.
I had to unmute myself because my grandbaby was making noise, but I forgot. So look, I couldn't have said it any better, ladies and gentlemen. Monique Pugh, top of the evening to you. I want to say thank you. I feel honored. I feel blessed. And this isn't the last time I'm going to talk to you, because we're branding our nonprofit. We're doing some things here in Coatesville with a few of us, and we're going to be reaching out to you. I appreciate you allowing me to just partake of some of your time. I know my viewers, you ought to give her a hand clap, a high five or something, because this has been real eye-opening to me, and I know it's eye-opening to others. We wish and pray for your continued success. And if there's anything you need from us back here, you know what I mean, we're here for you. Prayerfully, they'll reach out to you. Like I said, I know I'm gonna reach out to you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I just thank you for saying yes, because you've been so excited about coming on.
I have. What I mean?
And I just feel blessed. I feel blessed. So with that being said, because I'm gonna start crying because I'm a softie and all that kind of stuff.
I feel blessed for having. Thank you for having me again. And again, make sure you guys reach out, and just know that everyone says the sky's the limit. There is no limit, and I always tell people this: begin with the end in mind. Don't think about now, think about where you want to be, and always think win-win. Even if you think it's a losing situation, you can always find a winning moment out of that. So always think win-win and begin with the end in mind.
Go ahead now. With that, I'm going to say good night. I want you to have a great night. I appreciate you. Thank you. Love you.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, bye now.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a barn burner. Now I'm going to replay this. This was the ultimate motivational series, educational series, and informational series. And I just love her for that. Kaisha, I know you appreciated that. In closing, I had to start writing my in closing because sometimes I close up without saying. First, I want you to remember, if you want to be on my show, inbox me so I can get you scheduled. I will need your bio, a photo, and your email address. If you are a person of interest and you have a story to tell and you don't mind us putting it out there, I don't mind hosting you. And if you're just playing, I'm not going to do that because that's not what I do. We need you. I need you to fill out the census form. The census form keeps money in our community, education, our roads, and everything. You want to be serious about your future and everything else. You got to be serious about things that aren't just in your career. You got to think about education for the kids. I mean, it's time to open up a different mindset, because if it's all about you, all about me, then a lot of blessings we're not going to get them, because that's just how God does. He blesses those who blesses others. I don't understand it. And look, he gives to those who give. You know what I mean? That's how you get by giving. That's God's arithmetic, and I ain't fighting it. So remember that. Also, don't forget to register to vote. I'm going to be preaching this till November the 4th, and I know election is November the 3rd, so I'm going to be preaching it one day after the election is over. Good evening, Sally. How you doing, twin? So register to vote. Okay, next Wednesday on July 1st, State Representative Dan Williams would like to invite you to the Community Police Partnership Forum. It's going to be held at New Life in Christ Fellowship, 1 South 5th Avenue in Coastal, Pennsylvania. Community Police Partnership Forum. So you stop in there at 6 o'clock, have questions, listen to what's going on in areas of police abuse, whatever. Be there. Tonight's show, I appreciate it so much. I really, really do. You just never understand. And I will be replaying a lot of our video shows over the weekend when I have no guests, but something that's maybe a refresher that may encourage you or something like that, I'll be doing that. So with that being said, I'm gonna stop running my mouth. I just want y'all to know that nobody told you that they love you today. Brother Fonz loves you. My baby cakes love you. And all my grandkids love y'all. And I got grandkids all up Parksburg, South Coast, everywhere. We all love you. And remember, Coatesville is rising and Black Lives Matter. Peace out.